Okay. Now we're live. Yeah, let's continue that thought in the afternoon. That'd be good. Okay. Kill that. Open up tickety talk. Let me get the open session on too. Yeah, watch if we can go up and tap this 786. That'd be awesome. 907. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
New York opens at 9:15.
Yeah, guys. Let me use the restroom real quick, and then I'm gonna wait to load TikTok, I guess. Yeah, we'll go do that and then come back. Be right back one sec.
Good point. Because you won't have skin in the game, so you won't really be emotional. But you have to keep track of like why you got in or out, and then look back at it later.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, when you're doing it, keep your volume minimal because that is the one frustration I get, which everybody does, which is I'm gonna do paper trading. I'm doing 10 NQ. I just made $87,000 today, Nick. I'm doing so good. Yeah, you always want to keep your targets and profits what they would be if you were doing it normal.
Right, I got you.
Get you used to the numbers. Oh, guys, all right, that's fun. Those joining the open, sorry, we went a little bit later. We were talking about some stuff. All right.
Were you on TikTok yesterday? I saw that it was
Mm-hmm.
on at Asian session, but then it kind of just stopped.
Oh, so I opened on Asia, and then Daniel and some others were telling me that my screen was buffering and they couldn't see anything, and so I had to stop it and then start it back up. So I stopped it and then came back. But yeah, no, it was a great session yesterday.
It was.
Really good
Yeah,
session.
I think I missed it when I couldn't see the feed. I was like, maybe he's not live and it's just saying he's live.
Yeah. No, and it's hard because with TikTok it doesn't show me that it's not working. Um oh, I'm like, why does this have two open sessions? Weird. Okay. I'm jumping in on my YouTube. But yeah, so with TikTok it's strange because this is all I see in the studio. And when I see it, it looks fine to me. But then people will say, we can't hear you, or we can't see this, or, it's buffering, or whatever. And then I usually have to just shut it down and come back on. Do you believe that gambling is profitable? I don't even know what kind of opening question that is, Juan. I think gambling is oh, not that I would go deep down that path is, but I will tell you when I talk to friends about me trading, and they go, "Man, I don't know. I'm not really into gambling," but they own their own businesses, two of them. Everything in life you do is a gamble. And so, I mean, it's just, it's like I'm not an alcoholic. I just drink beers every day, I mean, it's just, you get my point. So I mean, if you go to open a business, you're taking a gamble. If, when my family sold our house in California and moved to North Carolina, we took a gamble. We sold everything and moved out and took a gamble. So you would have to elaborate a little more in perspective on that question. But guys, let's jump into the fun here, guys. Everybody's joining in. TikTok, I'm watching, still growing, so we'll let that grow a little bit before we go too deep. But yeah, we're just getting the post push, post news push. Pretty classic move. Um, Not surprising. Let me load up one thing here. Okay, that should work. All right, guys. Yeah, we'll just let everybody pile in, and then we'll get rolling today. So little push north, which is not surprising whatsoever, especially based on the TA we were doing. You guys see? Look how close we're getting to that 786. Remember when we were measuring the pivots? And so I'm really intrigued to see where this open takes us. So because if we can get any kind of pull that holds above that kind of 640 area, 645 area, if it does want to sweep south after the big move here, then if we get any bounce off that, that could be really, really good. So while we let people pile in here, let's just look here. So 503. Yeah, we've extended from our last pivot. We're extended through. Interesting. So if we take our low and high, so 50. We take that. I'm just looking at a few things. Guys, welcome in TikTok. We're just giving everybody a little bit of a minute to get in here. Then we'll get rolling. I got about 2 minutes, and then I'll start breaking down the TA stuff. But good morning. Thanks for joining.
Good morning.
Morning. Yeah, we I think some of you all joined us in the Asia session. It was a really good session. So if you are green, like I always like to say, don't get crazy, guys. Enjoy your green. So this was our Asia session while we let people come in. You can see that open up there right out the gate. I was telling everybody in my mentor group just stay long because we had a really clean triple bottom tap with a really solid break and a very strong hold on the retrace. And so we stayed pretty much long through most of this whole thing. So if you kept your volume manageable, then you should have been good on the day. So because you have each one of these retracements was I don't think any more than $100. So as long as you kept your volume manageable, you were good. So, but the long play played out well, guys. Played out well. We ended up stopping, I think, it was like 9, somewhere right around here. So we got one more good extension, and then we got a really good pullback from there. So, which is funny because remember I was telling you guys we were starting to show a little toppy on that. So I was mostly done. And more importantly, the funny thing about this for those of you in the mentor group, look at this. There's 9:30. Remember what I said right before we logged out, or what I tell you guys in the mentor group? What does it usually like to do about around 9:30? Not always, but a lot of times. Reverse. So we got the reversal. Yeah, and this is the one. We got 9:15 now, but this is the one that gets your ass because you'll start to see it reverse, and the whole time you're long capturing those bottoms, and then you try to take a long in the wrong reclaim, and then you get that deep sweep because you can see from there to there we swept quite a bit, so 200 something points. So that's usually what gets you. But yeah, so again, guys, you know we're just in a very good corrective bounce as of now, and so we'll see where this measures out. So hold on one second. I can somebody put the Google Meet in the group chat? One second. Um, and so when we look at the market as we are, let's get into a little bit of the TA. So we went into it deeply in the mentor session. Not going to go into all of the pieces of that puzzle because it was really good actually on that. But I'll give you guys the most important nuggets of sort. So we've had our extensions. Now we have our drop. We ended up bouncing pretty damn close to what I've been saying for some time, which is the prior high of the actual explosion that we had in the first place. It gives us the kind of instinct, you know, that the instinct that we're gonna have potentially more upside. Now, it doesn't mean we can't go down again to retest that low, but there's certain things that it just shouldn't reclaim if it's gonna drop again. And so when you look at this kind of grouping over here, you can see the top and the bottom within. We're right at the top. And so if we can get expansion through that and hold above that, which is around 838, 840, it shouldn't do that if it's going to drop back again. So just be careful on your shorts. I think it's going to be a little bit of a tricky-ish area because one of the things also I teach is if you're going to utilize high time frame trend lines is kind of doing like a Gann fan where you got the deep trend line, you grab the next oscillation, do the trend line, grab the next oscillation, do the trend line. It's just standard Gann fanning. And so when you look at the market, we are kind of pushing up to that. And so the high of that pivot where when we dropped here, and we ended up with the news drop. We had the push and then the pull, and so we're basically just trying to push up to the top of that area, which is the 28.1. And so probably you'll get there. Not only it lines up with the fib that we got drawn out here, but it also lines up with the trend line. So pretty good likelihood. So we can definitely go further up. I say it every day, guys. Keep your volume manageable. You know, trading is really fun when we're winning, but it's not so fun when we're losing. And if you end up over leveraging, and nothing sucks worse than getting stopped out right before the market goes your way. So keep your volume manageable, guys. But yeah, so we'll look at that a little deeper from our extension, but we're definitely growing some good strength there. As far as looking out like this, we had a nice oscillation, kind of drew a little trend line there. Anybody who is a trend line trader probably will tell you that the market has not been really respecting lower time frame trend lines. So I don't put a ton of weight on this, but we'll see. We'll see where that goes. So yeah, these are going to be some levels that we'll want to watch, these levels there. So we did kind of a little bit of a fib retracement from within, so I'm going to leave those on this chart. And, we'll see where we go. So a pullback and hold of the 755 would make sense. Prior high 697, even a pullback to here. Let's look at kind of what we were playing with before, guys. If I go like this, that would put it pretty extended, up to 27.9, 60, possible. Interesting. Okay. Well, we got 9:20, guys. I'm gonna try to make sure I watch the time today. Yesterday he called the open perfect, but I know it was a little quick when we were doing it, so. All right. Let's get some Neo lines. I'm gonna zoom into my 1 minute here. Guys on TikTok, welcome. Most of you probably have joined each morning. Those that have not, welcome. Just quickly, we did some TA in the pre-market, went through that. I just covered a little that I do right at 9:15. We heavily lean on Neo because he's been doing awesome. A lot of what I try to do is I like to do these open sessions with Neo, our AI, so I can help you guys see how to interpret what he's saying and what he's doing. If you have some trading experience, it's not real difficult to interpret what he's saying. If you don't, it might be a little much. Remember, if you're using Neo and you're newer, you can always ask him to explain it easier, right? I usually use the, explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old, right? And he'll break that down pretty easily. So on my right side here, guys, I'm going to do the 1 minute chart. The left side is the 15 seconds. So let me flip that back over. It's how I look through and read the market. So we're going to go ahead and mute all of our indicators here for just a moment. And let's see if we can get some lines from Neo here. Good morning. Can you break down some key levels that we need to be aware of around this area of the market? It does a lot more than that, but let's let him.
Good morning. Trying to find a clean level in this MNQ chop is about as easy as finding sanity in a social media comment section. I get the urge to trade the middle, but price is just dancing around 27,842.00, which is currently stuck between local friction and support. Overhead. Price has to clear the active midpoint at 27,845.75 and the swing high at 27,864.25 before buyers can even think about the ORB high at 27,997.00. Below, price needs to hold the ORB low at 27,836.50 and the 27,827.00 trend line. Otherwise, we're looking at the bullish order block zone near 27,730.25 for a potential defense. The institutional liquidity walls are hanging out in the 27336, 27396 basement. They're way too far away to care about for a scalp right now unless structure completely melts. Don't force an entry in the middle of this range unless you enjoy donating commission to your broker.
Man, that 997 is way up there. 27997. Ugh, remember anytime he gives us these like really far targets up here? We end up hitting them at some point, so that's interesting. What was the low though? Let's see, 27997. Let's watch the time. We still got a little time. 827 was below. 827 is below. We got 730. So we got some that are pretty down here as well. We might get a little oscillatories today. Let's see. It's 25. Let's just make that. We're gonna change them probably the moment the market opens, anyways. But we'll make them right. And then he's got 336. Let's see. Yeah. So he's talking about that's your the liquidity for the institutions. I'm not gonna put that one right now because it's gonna change in 6 minutes anyway. So we'll get a better update on it. But you can see right now this is kind of how he's boxed us in. Makes sense, you know. He's likely going to say a break above here would target there, a break below there would target there. And so it's a nice little box in. To answer your question on that quickly, so he has his own data feeds. Let me introduce him real fast while we got a few minutes. I'm just going to watch the time. So this is Neo. He's our AI. You can use him at nextstepalgo.com. He's web-based. We have him on a commercial server, so you can use it from your phone. You don't have to add any data, settings, nothing. You just go to the website. We have a free 3-day trial that you can do. All you got to do is go to the website, click on TradeVision, and then click the little 3-day trial if you guys want to go on and use them on your own. As far as what he can do, he's got his own data. He's going to interpret the market for you. You can ask him whatever you want. He will develop you. He's got memory. He will be your coach, mentor, guide, answer questions 24/7, anything you want to do. So within that. So if you are not aware and you have not followed on the TikTok here in the mornings, then just kind of stick around. You'll see what he can do. So it's pretty awesome. But right out the gate, he's starting off with some good jokes. Yeah, I love the donate commission, but I love the market's looking as clean as a social media comment section. The fact that the one thing that you guys have to admit, he comes up with new stuff like damn near every day. It's wild. So, few things too, while we just have just a few more minutes. I'll go deeper in our site here. In our website, when you first land, you're going to go here into the start here. We have a lot of things, guys. Just look through. Currently, we have live sessions we do. You can see any green light here is where our live sessions is. For the sake of the platform we all know, I'm not going to talk about it, but if you happen to click there, then it will take you into something like there. I love I got to walk on eggshells for this platform. And so if you're looking for little help and guidance, that is free.
Hello, I'm Neo. Let's capture the move.
This is Neo also. So Neo's across our whole site. He will give the moves for M and Q. So NASDAQ, if you trade NASDAQ, then you'll want to watch this. It's a stream. Every 5 minutes, it will populate an update. It actually gives you long, shorts, all that, and it's free. You don't have to do any settings, nothing. You just bring up the stream and watch it. So if you already did your trial, you know, click on that and you can kind of watch that along the session as well, if you like. Among many other things, guys, that we have within our site. So, but we don't want to be late like we were yesterday, so we're going to be ready. Every morning we've asked Neo something about the market, and typically he has been on point pretty much the last 7 weeks or longer now. And so what we like to ask him is, Neo is trained to kind of hunt retail type stops, liquidity, things like that. And so we always ask him here, I'm going to do it right now, where would he send price to hunt the most or wreck the most retail? And his levels have been on point. But what you want to be careful, guys, remember, and this is where I think some people get caught up, that first move that he says, if he says, I would sweep it to this and then sweep it back, if it's close or even if it's not, but the first move is usually the trap move, not the move. So be careful on the on that. Yeah, it does work with crypto. So if you want to hang around, I'll show you all that. But when you scroll down, you can see what symbols and pairs that he does. So crypto's all the way down there. So, but let's ask him before we go too late here. Let me put him on sarcastic. I like sarcastic for this one. Good morning. As we approach the market open for the U.S., where would you send price to wreck the most retail traders as market opens? And let's see what he says, guys, directionally. Again, on these, keep your volume low. He does really well with it, but it's still tricky. He's thinking today.
If you want to see how the market ruins everyone's morning, look at the obvious magnets. Retail is likely salivating for a breakout above the 27,868.00 swing high, which makes it a prime candidate for a fake-out sweep. Pull in the longs, then dump it. Below, the 27,827.00 trendline and swing low area are begging to be flushed to stop out everyone holding long. I wouldn't be the liquidity. I'd wait for the sweep and reclaim, or rejection, before placing a bet.
So be careful on this one, guys. His thing would be a flush north before flushing it back below 827. So wouldn't surprise me, as extended as we are, for them to flush it and then pull it back within that area. So, but let's see. Ding, ding, ding. All right, here's our push flush. All right, he's got below 827, so let's see. So we got the flush. Now let's see if we get the full pull below. Again, you don't want to be greedy with it, guys. Kind of low volume for open. See if we get the low of 827. So far, he got the flush correct. Didn't quite make 827. We missed it by about $8. So we'll see if it wants to jump again. Well, let's see. We'll ask him on the gamma wall stuff here. A lot of pressure, but man, we are right in the middle. While we wait for the market open to settle, can you give me the updated gamma wall levels that we should be focused on? So let's update some levels here, guys, while we watch this. We're kind of just wiggling right now.
If you want to know which gamma walls are actually going to make us pay attention, keep your eyes on the 27,887.46 overhead resistance. It's right there mocking the current price. Below us, the 27,817.46 gamma support is the next real line in the sand if the market decides to quit playing games. Don't waste your energy staring at the 28,137.46 wall way up there unless the market actually decides to wake up and move. That's just a target for when we get a real breakout, not a reason to gamble right now.
Okay, so looks like that's why we're rejecting there. They actually have a gamma wall there at 887, so we'll see. 28,137. Whew. They're pushing that one way up. Which kind of tells you where they're going to likely want to try to send it at some point. So that one's way up there. What are the deeper ones below us? Do you see any that are there? Also, are the institutions buying or selling?
Listen, institutions are currently playing the field like a bad date. Their bias says one thing, but the actual flow is negative, meaning they're busy selling into this. If you're hunting for the deeper support levels, The gamma wall at 27,837.46 is the first line of defense, keeping the floor from falling out. If that caves, the only other institutional floor worth mentioning is the primary pivot way down at 27,557.46, but that's a long walk for a short price. Don't go betting the house.
Well, he got his thing again.
Wait for price to actually prove it wants to visit the basement first.
All right, guys. Well, we'll just call it 7 weeks in one day. So, for those who are not familiar with Neo, he just did what he's done pretty much every single day. So I'm sure a lot of you guys took it that have been here every day. He said we would sweep it above here, and then we would pull it below the 827, and we did. Doesn't mean we're gonna go to the floor, guys. He just said pull it below, so don't chase things too far. But he got it right. So, any of you guys take it in the Google Meet? Nailed it again. I took it, but not very much. Only 2 MQ. So I only made like 2 something on it. Didn't do nothing crazy. You did 400 on it, Frook? Nice. Yeah, let it settle, guys. Once we take our first move, we want to just kind of chill. I don't know that today's going to be one of those, deep flushes. He didn't really say, again, I always talk about this, like, pick up on the words that he says, like how he says it. So, the last couple of days, when he talks about going low, when he talks about going lower, he's said things like, the basement door is opening, we're falling below this, we're crashing below that. I'm gonna sit back down. I got my standing desk. If you don't have one, highly recommend it. Usually there's some strong words. Today it was just like, I'd flush it and then sweep below this. It wasn't nothing crazy, right? But yeah, he's done this every single day, guys, which is so funny because, like I said, anybody who in here, TikTok or otherwise, knows trading. Reggie, you miss it. You're good, man. There'll be more. Trading the market open is just nuts. Everybody in the world tells you to stay away. Don't trade the first 15 minutes. And literally every single day, we've all gotten a massive trade in that first minute, first 5 minutes. So this one took a little bit longer. So I was thinking, maybe it won't play out. But interesting enough, this is why I didn't take it because I was kind of talking, but I love to talk about, he's got the institutional positioning on that. And so where he said to take the long, we haven't done a trade setup. So he hasn't said take a long yet. I didn't ask for a trade setup. But what people do, because they've seen him do it for like 7 weeks, is we have a routine. When we get that first sweep, the moment we reject, people are taking that short. And then likely took profit here. Then I update the gamma levels. Once we hit that target that he talked about below and a gamma level, and you get the push off of it, plus that reclaim is likely where they took that long. So yeah, and so that's what they do. But it's not a trade setup. Again, it's still very risky to do that. But guys, look at the perfect rejection off that fib up there. It's very risky to do that, but it's worked every day for a very long time. So people have gotten the confidence to do it. And so now usually I always kind of take a minute. I don't ask for a trade setup right away because one thing you guys need to do, and I'm going to always caution you guys as I talk about Neo. I don't care how good he is. You should never be in here talking about what's the next trade setup. Got it. Okay, cool. Won that one. What's the next trade setup? Okay, got that. What's the next trade setup? If you're doing it too much, guys, you're still over trading. I don't care if it's Neo there or not. So be humble with what the market gives you. Don't be greedy. So because you're gonna find out you get caught. And so I had somebody on the live yesterday that said they assuming they were, I don't know, they didn't make a ticket, so I don't even know if they were just trolling or not, but they said that they were using Neo and got beat up yesterday, but they were trading all the way till close on a day with interest rate targeting. Like, that's just stupid. Oh, I'm sorry. If you're trading through news, I don't care if you got Neo or not. I don't know. I haven't pulled the audit for him to see how he did on it, but I would be very shocked, which is why I said I don't know if the guy was just trolling, if in this entire fall Neo ever suggested a long. So, I would be really shocked in that audit because just knowing how he works. I mean, many of you guys have used him for some time, and and that deep of a fall, he's gonna yell at you if you even. I mean, how many times have you guys seen him yell at me? Where I will ask about, is this a bottom? Is it, he's like, stop looking at a bottom. So he gets on you about it for sure. And so, but yeah, keep your volume manageable, guys. In that long, just be careful. It looks like it wants to go. You can see a good push, pull, held the 50. This usually creates expansion. On this side, this line right here is a fib level. And so if we break above there, there's really not a lot stopping it to go to here. But if we do end up not breaking this, we can reject. So all the way back down into 758 or so. So, but we'll let's get some trade setups, guys. Again, I intentionally pause. If you have your own Neo, y'all can talk to him as much as you want, but I'm still going to caution you to be careful. I'm going to turn my indicators on. For those curious, these little purple blocks that are absolutely fantastic are our trap and block engine. So that indicator has been so good. So, but I'm not in anything. I don't want to take a short with us being so bullish and the way we swept this, but I don't want to take a long right into a fib, so on a higher structure. So let's see what he says. What a great call. We swept that upper level, went all the way back down through that 821, I think you said, on that trade, our opening setup. And now we're kind of back in the middle. So can you give us a potential long and short setup? Yeah, keep in mind the gamma walls on that too. Then we have 730 and we have 137. So we still can come back to the 730. But this fib area is going to be big.
Look at you capturing that sweep. Maybe you're actually paying attention to the charts instead of just the TikTok comments.
Man, he won't let me go on the TikTok.
Stuck in the middle of this
memory,
like a middle child again. Here is the plan. The cleanest setup right now is the long, but it's not valid until the market stops being indecisive. I would wait for a 1-minute bullish candle body close and hold above 27,868.28, which is that pesky overhead gamma wall. If that confirms, the first meaningful upside target is 27,919.75. Failure back below 27,847.46 is your first warning that this breakout is failing. Structural invalidation remains at 27,813.25. If price can't be bothered to hold the 27,847.46 support, the short becomes a conditional idea, but don't count on it until the buyers officially give up.
Okay. I was kind of thinking of trying something, but I just don't know if I can do it fast enough. But let's see. Let's look and see if I can do it this way. So 868 and then 919, which we're holding above the 868. So he's got 868 to 919 if I draw it out like that. Just to make it easier for y'all to see. And then his structural invalidation is if we break back below 847. And so that's going to be somewhere around there. So that's kind of the setup that he's looking at. Does it make it easier for you guys if I do it like that? I know a lot of you guys are used to that kind of setup. It just takes me a little bit longer because I got to look at it instead of just dropping it, but that's fine. Where was the short? Did he even say?
I don't think he gave a short. I
He
think
didn't
he said
even.
that he will consider it.
Yeah, he just, I mean, I guess if that tells you what he's thinking, he's like, I'm not even considering a short.
Below 847 or something like that.
He's like, I'm not even considering a short. So, okay. Well, anyways, while I was drawing it out, there's your long. If we close above here, this was your entry, this was your target. So if you were quick enough to jump in, you already got the target. Congratulations. Guys, where we are here, we're trying to hold this area up on the fib there. So if we can close above there and we stay above 908, pretty good probability you're going to get that 137 way up there. So, yeah, let me.
Hey, Nick, yesterday was crazy. Right before the FOMC news dropped, I was looking at it because I got a screen with all the other indicators on it that you guys offer.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at, everything was lining up for this thing to just shoot.
Yeah.
It just where it was on the line, the thermal, like everything. And I'm like, dude, this thing's about to explode. I don't care about the news. I didn't take it, but then I just watched it. Whoop. But
Yeah.
it was crazy. The exact second the news dropped, everything lined up.
Just went, yep, perfect. Yeah, we didn't take any trades this morning because we were talking, but the kind of the bias, at least that I gave from yesterday was played out pretty well. So I'm trailing my long right now, so I'm just waiting and seeing. So where I'm going to trail mine is at currently is below the 919, but we may extend that, so we'll see. So if we take the pivot pull to extension, yeah, we're exceeding that. Man, he might just take this shit all the way. Man, oh my goodness, I gotta trail this a little bit closer. I'm gonna shave, well, not shave, but I'm gonna trail half of my profit a little closer. And if it comes back and gets it, it's okay. But I'm only 2 M&Q, I'm up 3 something on it. I'm not doing very heavy because I already did, this one's a one that's already in a payout potential. And so for my funded. And so that, I moved it too close, and so I tapped out half of my profit, but that's okay. I secure it. I'll secure it. But yeah, what was the 137? Man, that would be nice, wouldn't that? Let's ask him for another one here in a minute. 100, yeah, that would be great. I'll just leave that one there. Again, guys, we just broke a critical fib. You can see we're testing our prior day ORB. That's what that line is there. If we just blow through this, guys, again, I mean, this might not have a top until like 28,100. Be careful because he has the gamma wall there at 137, but there's a pretty good between 120 and 100. There's pretty good resistance, and so I don't know that I would take that all the way to target. Don't be greedy. So we'll check another trade setup, but I think I'm going to take this half one here and put it below this area here. So we'll just do it like 95. That'll be a great little, we'll do 94.75 on that. And so I'm only 1 M&Q left on this, so I'm not even watching it, but yeah, be careful on that Alton taking it all the way. So there's a pretty good trend line. Now the trend lines haven't been really respected. So, but even without the trend line, if you take the fib that we just broke, the next fib level would be 120. So let's check and see if those adjusted at all. But again, guys, those new to the channel, you guys are seeing what Neo did. I have, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong because you guys all use them too. I don't think I've ever asked him for, hey, give me a long and a short setup, and had him say, here's your long setup, and I wouldn't even entertain a short. Have you guys ever had him say that? I don't think I've ever had him say that. See, look, the short becomes conditionally, but don't count on it. So, I don't know. And look, I mean, it sounds like he was pretty on point with that. So, I've never had him just not give a short. That's why, man, Alton is, you crack me up. I'm thinking of you, man, because every day I laugh about it a little bit because, Neo is something we created and he is awesome. But some of you, man, y'all are crazy. You guys, you got more trust in what he says than I do at times, which I love it because he continues to be right. But man, Alton, you crack me up. You're just like, right when you load in, you're like, where are we going? Up, cool. I'm long. Boom. Up 800. Done for the day. Up 60 is so cool. I love to see that, man. But yeah, the few things, and I know I'm purposely stalling. I don't want to ask him a trade. Again, if you guys have your own Neo, you gotta ask your own, but you just hit something on the head, right? It gives you the confidence. It's an extra layer. And that's why it's funny when I get people who mention like, well, I'm already trading. I already got my style. I've been trading all these years. Like, I don't really need it. Like, I don't find use. Like, last night, even there was a couple people in the TikTok that were just like, oh, I don't know, man. AI is just overrated. I don't think you really need it. I mean, I do fine. And if you do, hey, more power to you. But if I'm already thinking long and this dude's out here going, yeah, here's your long target, and I wouldn't even entertain a short. You know, it tells you something. And so for those joining in, right off the bat on market open, he said we would sweep this level and then we would sweep back down to this level, which we did. And then as we let it kind of play out, I asked him if he can give me a long and short setup. He said, here's your long setup. As long as we stay above 868, we're going to 919. And then he said, don't even entertain a short. So, oh, that's awesome, man. I love to hear that. And that's the thing is, and then we'll jump in. I'm sure many of you are probably still writing this because there was really no pullback. I'm kind of annoyed that my half run got dang. I just moved it too close. And so, yeah, we'll let this kind of settle here and see if we hit our TP on it. I might even.
I think, Nick, it's got to be a pride thing because
it's a pride thing.
People that put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears for years into learning this.
Uh-huh.
And then you're trying, and they got their system down, they're profitable, and they're like,
yeah,
no, I don't even want to hear there's something out there that can do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely a pride thing, and it's also because a lot of people run their own rooms, right? They teach, and so I'm sure that deep down they're afraid of AI because they're gonna be out of teaching pretty soon. Once AI takes over, because I don't care how good you are. I don't care. I mean, I have traders that have 30 years that have messaged me they're using them because they're like, why not? It just, AI can. I don't care how long you've been trading, how good you've been are trading. You can't interpret things as quick as AI. It's just not possible. Now, not all AI is the same. That's the latest marketing gimmick is, everything's AI. My trading view indicators are AI. And so you got to really trust what you're seeing, watch it in action a few times. So, but yeah, so we're going to continue push up here, guys. I moved my take profit down just a bit. I'm trying to stay under this trend line because I don't want to mess with that. So I have mine down a little bit. I'm gonna put it at the. It'll probably keep going, but I'm okay with it because this is a my funded rapid, and so it's a guaranteed payout. So this is all pure money. Yeah, don't enter this now. No. We're already all trailing it, but we'll look for another setup here soon. And so what I'm gonna try to do, guys, better because I'm always open to suggestions. Please, if you have ideas, suggestions, I might not accept it or take it. Damn, that just blew through that too, right when I moved it. Well, there you go, guys. Welcome to Neo. We just caught our 100-point move. Or no, wait, what was this? 40-point. Wait, no, actually, wait. It was so we rejected from where the hell was open? There's open, and so 80 to there. All right, so we got a 60-point move there. And then if you entered the long there and you were trailing it, you're about what, 250 points? Guys, 250-point move, it's oh man, he does this just every day, guys. I tell you. This is why it's so funny. I'm gonna pause for a minute. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. First time profit in months. Oh no, stick around, man. I tell you. Again, guys, I am purposely, the point of these open sessions is to teach you guys as well as show you what Neo can do. It's just not it's not just for marketing. The lesson that y'all need to learn from within is look at that fib rejection right off it from the mentor group. So stay out of that. But the lesson you all want to learn is that you are never going to get to being a consistent trader if you have FOMO on every move. You're just not going to. If this thing, you know that you are getting better as a trader if you can watch a resistance level hit off a trend line and watch that move go and not care. That's when you'll start to get consistent. I mean, people in the room, shoot, we were watching pre-market today. We didn't take one trade because I wanted to explore some training. And so we were talking about how it was bullish, and you can see from 7:30, I mean, we just stayed up, but I didn't take one trade. If you let FOMO take over as a trader, I don't care how good you are, you will get wrecked. So even myself, as good as I can read the markets, if I stay here and just keep trading, I'm gonna get caught. You're just gonna get caught. And so you always want to be humble with what the market can give you. So for my 2 rapids on that I was working on there today, I'm able to withdraw about 2,000 tonight. So I don't have to take another trade at all today, and I have 2,000 in my bank. And so I just don't want to rush. And no matter how good Neo is, I don't care. Don't overtrade. Please don't overtrade, because you will get caught at some point. And the other thing I want to mention on that is a few things. We're going to cover the screen for just a minute, guys, and then we'll look for a setup. Then the other thing I want to mention too is volume. Don't let the gambler in all of us. Let's be honest. We all have some form of gambling that we love to do, or the adrenaline, or the thrill of making the money and the profits. But don't let it take over from what you're trying to do. So keep your volume manageable. The worst thought that you can ever have in trading, among many, is for me to go, man, I was 2 M&Q and I made $500 on that move. Like, oh man, if I was, 4 M&Q, I would have made 1,000. If you start doing the whole lottery, I call it lottery mentality, right? You all know when you see that billions of dollars, when you see that billions of dollars on the boards at the gas stations, we all start thinking of all the ways we're going to spend our money. So, how much do I make per week per trading? It depends. And so last week I took out like 12,000. I think was it? No, 11,000 was it, guys? I was showing you guys the mentor group. And then this week I had a $5,000 withdrawal, and then I'm about to take another 2,000, so 7. So, on that, and it just depends. I've had weeks where I'll make maybe one withdrawal, 1,000, or I've had a week where I don't take any withdrawals. It's trading. So, oh, I appreciate it, man. Love it. Yeah, no, hey, look, if you guys are done for the day, be done. If you got to go about your day, you got to go work. Hey, make your money, and you don't hurt my feelings, dropping off on that. I see people drop off of the Google Meet once they get their target. I'm cool with it. But if you stick around a bit, I do want to kind of get into in these open sessions, not as much like, hey, let's trade. Let's take our win, take a little pause. If you didn't get the trade, we start at 9 a.m. So try to be on before 9:30, because usually we're done by 10, or really we're done by like 9:45 every day. And so, but as a trader, guys, like I said, you need to, when you're talking to Neo, and I think you mentioned Alton earlier about Neo being a tool, and how you want to look at him is fine, but if you think of him like a tool, you're probably underusing him, because when you talk to Neo, he can do so much more. Olivia, give us 1 second. Let me finish my thought, and then I'll go through a little more on that. And so just briefly, Neo's our AI. So this is a company that myself and 2 friends built. It's NextStepAlgo.com. We created this the AI Neo to pretty much operate all through our site. And so Neo is across the whole site. He's in our training. He'll help you with training, all that stuff. We're actually working on releasing Support Neo, which is going to be awesome. But this is TradeVision. So TradeVision is his brains, his hubs, all that, where he's going to guide you, teach you, develop you, all that stuff. If you are just getting him to use him for signals, you are way underusing his abilities. And the other thing I want to also kind of explain is everything that he says is he's programmed his programming is very complex, and so his words that he uses matter. And people in the room and people that have been following for a while, you guys have seen that. If he says like yesterday or the past few times that we dumped, remember what he said? He's like, if we break this, then the door to the basement opens, and we're gonna fall through it or something like that. And then remember the one time he goes, if we sweep this and lose this, it's going to be a bloodbath, right? And like when he says things like that, like we just drop, like it's crazy. And but notice today he didn't say that. He said we will sweep this and then come sweep that low. He just said we'll break below it. It wasn't as the same, right? And so that's why we're getting that pivot. Now there's also things that he says that you have to interpret a little, but it's not real difficult if you see him as more than just a tool. So when we asked, you guys can see here, I know I got all my Neo lines here. Let me open it up here. So when we asked about a trade here, he literally said, I'll scroll it up, guys, and I know, you know, the market's still moving, but it's okay. He said, where was it? Right. I said, hey, we caught the sweep. I'd love to get a long and a short setup. He said, if you're looking, you know, you caught the sweep, great job. You know, he's a little bit of a jerk about my TikTok comments. That tells you that the memory is working. And so he gave me my long setup right there. That was our long setup. Then he said, the short becomes a conditional idea, but don't touch it unless he wouldn't even give me a target. He wouldn't even give me a target. I was looking for it, and I'm gonna probably venture to guess why. Oh, we actually hit his 137, guys. Look at that. Alton, did you take it all the way up? I know you're a little crazy on that, but he hit his 137 target. Uh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna look for another entry from him in a second, guys. Again, if you are wanting entries after entries, or you want to study, or you're out here going, Nick, shut up and just talk to Neo, y'all can have your own Neo, and it's you get a free 3-day trial. So if you've not used that, all you do is go to the website nextstepalgo.com, put it on TradeVision, and y'all can talk to him as much as you want. Let me just cover price real quick on it for people that are wondering. So we have 2 plans. We do basic and pro. Once your 3-day trial is over, you can choose. And so the basic with the coupon's $100. The pro is $250 on that. And so there's no difference in logic. I always like to say that because a lot of people in this industry will play that game, you know, where they will dilute the logic just because it's cheaper. I don't ever believe in doing that. So the only differences are what he can trade. So if you're on basic, you get futures. If you're on pro, you get options, stocks, and crypto, as well as, you know, other things like personalities, things like that. So how long is the time period for a month? Which month are you in? I don't know, 30 days, 31 days, 28 days? I don't know. I was trying to think of what were you asking. Maybe elaborate a little so I know. No, for his fees, a monthly fee on that. So, but I will say, guys, you know, we intentionally made basic because I wanted to get it a little cheaper for people to be able to do it. And yeah, this one, the basic will be $100 every month. But I'll tell you, there's been so many people who we always tend to fear monthly subscriptions, right? Because of the commitments of things. But isn't it wild? And I want each of you to kind of think of it yourself. How much we'll spend on a prop firm account, and how many times we'll break it and redo it. So, you know, and you're spending $100 on these prop firm accounts. And so I've had people hesitate. I actually just talked to a guy yesterday. He goes, man, I've been watching for a month, and I've hesitated, but I've spent like $1,300 on evals this month, and is this real? Yeah, definitely real, guys. You guys can all tell him how real it is. It's all on YouTube too. But I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, he goes, man, I spent $1,300 on evals. I kind of wish I would have spent the $100 a month, and not to help it with that. So you got to think of it that way, guys. You know, we're eager to reset those evals for $100, but then we hesitate, you know, for something that, you know, $100 a month. You think about break that up per day. That's like cutting back some coffee, really. And so Mike Official asked if it's real. So a couple things I'm going to mention to you, as well as some others, and then we'll jump into a trade step, guys. I am live also on YouTube. This is our YouTube. If you go to our view channel here, this is what our channel looks like. If you go to our live, every morning is recorded. Every morning. For last 7 weeks, he's done the exact same thing every single morning. And so if you want to go look, go look. You know, I actually want you guys to, because I think that this market lies to a lot of people. And so that's why I do all that. I'll make sure we record it. But again, he's awesome. You know, he can do so much more than just signals, guys. If you're just using it for signals, then you are misunderstanding him. Let me ask you guys a question too, for those in the room. It definitely seems like people really are used to using, and I know a lot of other creators do this, where they'll do the actual TP stop loss like that, so you can see the visual. I do the blue lines as his key levels. I'll probably still do that, but if we ask for a trade setup, I don't mind doing that for you if it's easier for you to see. If I have to do it both ways, you know, I'll probably have to just kind of put it on the side like that. But I can do that if it's easier for you guys. So as far as back testing, you can back test whatever you want, but remember, you're not connecting anything to him at all. He has all his own data. And so there's really nothing that, you know, as far as if you were to say, hey, let's go back and back test this candle on March 3rd of 2025. No, he won't do that. So now you can go into your replay and you can tell him, hey, I want to do some back testing. Can you help me? And he'll say, yes, I can help you. You just need to tell me what you see, you know, and then you would just tell him what you see. You know, this is the indicator. This is what it did. This is what I'm looking for. This is my candles that I see, and he's going to help you interpret it like that. And so at some point down the road, as far as journaling, we do have plans to do that, to link him into accounts at some point, so he can do that journaling for you. So he also doesn't trade for you, but that is also what we're working on, guys. Like, I don't know, Alton, if you're still here, but some of you others that took all these wins each day, imagine if he's trading this thing for you. And so that's where we're at now. So Alex is done with the support Neo. That's in my hand now, so I'm going to finish that. And he's working on watch list. So watch list is going to be amazing. Yeah, basics just for futures. It's going to be amazing. So it's going to be where it's going to alert you, tell you what is in good buy areas, sell areas. Man, look at this thing just wanting to keep climbing. And so it's going to be really, really good. And part of watch list, when we put that together, is also going to be Neo automating trades. So he's going to be able to trade for you. So, which has been our goal all along, guys, all along. So if you're interested in any kind of automated trading, I'm going to tell you guys about that, though, briefly. I'm watching the price. I have no interest in even asking him for another setup right now, just because as we pushed up to here, we're holding that as support. Any kind of push and close above there is going to go higher. Any kind of loss of this is going to end up sweeping pretty low. But we're pretty bullish, so be careful trying to short the top. But when we release him, we've already gotten so much interest in his automation. We're going to probably be discussing it, but we'll probably have to do it in waves. And so people who are signed up for the TradeVision, aside from mentor group will have him way before that. If you're in my mentor program, you guys will be beta testing him pretty much. Those that want to do it. As far as release to the public, the people who have TradeVision are going to be the ones that are going to be invited first. So probably by date, you know. So you don't want to wait if it's something you're interested in and TradeVision can help you. You know, we want to do it in waves, because obviously, as good as he's doing, you know, I'm worried to open the floodgates and end up breaking things or servers and all that. So we got to test that. But yeah, we'll probably lean towards the people who have TradeVision. So if you have it, you're gonna want to hold on that. So account management, contact me. Oh my goodness, the bots found me, guys. They found me. We'll block that one, guys. Don't ever, anybody who just starts spamming, let me fix your account if you need help. Don't do that ever. Normal people, like real traders, don't go on other people's lives and say, I can help you, come join me. So don't do that. But let's go in and talk to him again, guys. So we are trying to break down. We got a little double top going on here. You got your absorption. We're staying below. Close below there. We'll give that expansion. But let's talk to Neo and see where we go. Got a little bearish divergence with it too. But we've been really bullish, so shorting this is
I'm here and ready
dangerous.
to hunt some MNQ setups, or at least watch it pretend to be difficult today. What are we looking at?
Sounds good. We are back. Took a little break after the win, and I'm back live on TikTok. So we're just going to try to help a few people find some entries. So can you break down some key levels we should be concerned about around here? Let's see if we have to adjust any levels, guys. Always adjust your levels first, and then Go for
The market is currently playing hot potato inside a 30-point box, stuck between the immediate resistance zone at 28,140.56 and major support at 28,110.56.
Yeah, see again.
It's a great setup if you enjoy bleeding commissions, but I would wait for the market to actually pick a side instead of trying to guess the middle. If price clears and holds above 28,140.56, look for a run toward the next overhead reaction zone at 28,201.05. If price loses 28,110.56, that opens the door for a retest back toward the institutional pivot at 28,041.58.
Okay.
Just remember, institutional flow is still pushing sell pressure, so I'd want clean structure
so they're
to confirm
pushing
the
sell
break
pressure
before
now.
chasing anything.
So this will be 201 is what he's got on there. So I'm going to kind of set this up for you guys a little bit better. And he's got 110. So remember, I'm just going to put him off to the side again, just to help with the visual a little bit. This time he's actually talking about a potential on the short. So if price loses, opens the door, retests back to. So it loses the 110, which we already kind of did on that. And so let's see. So that would be that. And then he's talking about 041 would be that target from within there. So I'll just kind of move that over. And then he didn't say where. Any changes to the institutional walls? So the double top is playing out pretty good on that, guys. So we'll see how low we
walls
want to
did a
go.
little dance while you were away. That 28,110 area that was holding us up as support has flipped the script and is now playing overhead resistance, classic market behavior. Our support floor has dropped down to 28,040.56, with the pivot support lurking even further down at 27,972.92. The range is tightening up, so expect price to try and fake out both sides before it actually decides where it wants to go.
So 10. And again, guys, when you're using Neo, always try to trail him from within as well. But if you want to take him to TPs, just use lower volume. Let's see. So 110. He keeps talking about, yeah. That was the price. Let's see. Drop below the 940. Pivot support lurking 972. So he's got the level down here. We'll look and see. So if we take the pivot high and low, if we use from the red, that would put it somewhere about 26. Interesting. Okay. Just looking. If you guys have any questions, let me know. We're kind of in that settling mode here, but I kind of tried to set these up the best I can. I think that one's pretty close, so we'll just kind of slide it to the side, but it was something like that is what he was thinking. He didn't give a stop on this one in validation, but we'll just kind of throw it 1-to-1, I guess. And so 110 was kind of his level he was looking at to stay below, which we actually just tapped pretty close to that. Let's take a look at yeah, so right around that 55 is our 382 on that one, so careful. Let's see. If you had to take trades, would you be leaning to take longs or shorts considering how high we pushed? We're getting a little trap block. That thing's so good.
If I had to pick, the structure still screams bullish. It's just the institutional
So we still had a
acting like
40-point drop here. So,
but
most of you probably got trailed
out. I'm not
out.
playing hero by chasing directly into that 28,110.29 institutional wall. I would wait for a confirmed break and hold above that wall to clear the path. If price rejects it instead, the short becomes the path of least resistance.
Interesting. So this like red line here, guys, that's one of the fibs that I got on there. So we ended up losing it. So if it respects that and drops, The trap play on the 15-second there is already kind of pushing. I'm gonna move this over. I just don't like those. Those get in the way of my candles. It's already kind of pushing from it. Remember, it's 15 seconds, so when it closed there, we went from 90 up to there, so it's already moved 30 points. Now we're getting the secondary on there. So remember, 110 seems to be his kind of line in the sand to hold, if you will. I thought it's interesting that institutions are accumulating selling right now, that he said. So for a long setup, if we were to lean long, what do I want to see price pull back to and bounce off of? Or break above and hold as support? Yeah, it's looking like it wants to try to sweep down, but we'll see. It's finding support where it really shouldn't be finding support either.
Price is already above that 28,109.99 institutional resistance, so you aren't waiting for a reclaim. You're waiting for buyers to prove they can hold it.
Yeah, it's close.
If 28,109.99 defends as support, the long idea is active with a first meaningful target at 28200.56. Failure back below 28,109.99 is the first warning that the breakout is stalling, and a loss of the 28,040.56 support zone structurally invalidates the setup. Keep it tight. Chasing this without a confirmed hold on that support is just asking to get chopped up.
Yeah, and so when I had asked him on the data, he was probably looking at it from there, guys. So 'cause remember, he's always going to pull it when I ask him. So we're already back below that. So anything that holds below there, he's expecting a potential pullback to the 40.56. Yeah. And so let's watch and see how it holds this 110. It's finding support in an area that really shouldn't find support, so we'll see. What do you think the biggest, what's the major gamma wall, the one that the institutions will likely try to defend the most? Let's see what he has in there. See how we're pressuring.
The biggest wall sitting closest to the action is that major support level at 28,106.58. It's practically sitting under our feet right now at 28,107.75. So if the bulls want to keep this party going, that's the zone they're eyeballing. Upstairs, the heavy artillery is waiting at the major resistance level near 28,196.58, but that's a bit of a hike from where we are.
So 106,
Just
107.
keep in mind that labeling something a major wall doesn't mean the institutions are sworn to defend it like it's the Alamo. It's just a high traffic reaction zone where price tends to get sticky. If price slices through 28,106.58 like a hot knife, that wall is just a suggestion, not a guarantee.
He said they're not sworn to defend it like the Alamo. Yeah, we're trying to watch and see if we're going to get it to kind of break down. I mean, you got a clear head and shoulders here, but they're definitely trying to pressure it. This red line here is the biggest one. If you took the short earlier and you trailed it, then you likely got trailed out again. You know, from entry to here was about 40 some odd points. But usually when it activates, he hits target, but not all the time, right? You always want to be able to do prices for subscription monthly. So it's monthly on him. We don't have a yearly one that we do. So the basic's 100 and the pro's 250 on it. So, but again, anybody who's not done it yet, we have a free trial. So all you have to do is when you go to the website, click TradeVision, NextStepAlgo.com, and then you can you'll see a big old red button that says free trial on it. And that's all you click. But yeah, we're holding some strength in an area we really shouldn't hold strength, and so we'll see how this goes. Let's ask him. Considering how high we are up here, do you think a breakout trade north is good, or do you expect some kind of corrective move south?
Chasing a breakout right into that 28,136.58 institutional wall is basically asking the market to smack you in the face. If you're hell-bent on going long, don't be that guy. Wait for a clean 1-minute candle close and hold above 28,136.58.
He wants a
If
good
that
clean candle.
confirms, the first meaningful target is
Don't be that guy.
28,197.07.
He said
If it
don't be that
rejects
guy.
that wall instead, the short becomes the path of least resistance, but I'd wait for a clean breakdown below 28,106.58. A failed hold back below 28,136.58 is your first warning, and losing the 28,106.58 support kills the entire long thesis.
He said don't be that guy. Guys, sometimes when you're trading, do you feel like that guy?
This is Karen. Karen buys into support.
Yeah, don't be Karen. Don't be Karen. Guys, again, if you look at this, this was his entry area for the long earlier and the target. This was the entry area for the short and the target. And so, you know, if you're trying to ride out your short, it's still in play. We'll see if we get target, but we got to get through the trap block, so be careful. So it just keeps finding. Go ahead.
I just wanted to understand. So now,
Yep.
I see that it went up. So now it's supposed to go up, right? This is
Well,
okay. Now, I'm sorry. Now that you put those two boxes, my vision just got more broad. Like, okay, now I understand.
yeah, and so I am most of the experienced traders in here would always say like, you know, pay attention to the levels. And so I was always just putting the levels. But then, you know, as I go through lives and feeds and, you know, I know a lot of people do these boxes. And so I was like, you know, when he makes calls, maybe I'll just do these and then people will be able to see it a little bit better or understand it. And so I just don't like them covering my candles, guys. That's just a preference I don't want to do. And so you're going to have to just kind of roll through. But yeah, this and keep in mind, guys, I am on the 15-second. I probably should be on the 1 minute because what he wants is a 1 minute close above there, not a 15-second. So you know, when he says it, because notice how he says he'll say it a few times, but you can also ask him. I don't know where he said it. Oh, right here. You want a clean 1 minute candle close, and so above the 36.5. And so on the 1 minute, we got the clean close below here. Hasn't hit target yet, but again, you know, I'm not a big. You can do it this way. Just do a low volume if you want to do, you know, target to loss. So I know a lot of people teach and they like to trade it where they'll set these targets, and if it doesn't go far enough into the target, they'll just let it go to stop loss, right? It's either TP or loss. I'm not a huge fan of that. I like to set break evens or trail pretty quick. That's also why I like to do the 15-second because you can kind of measure certain things within weakness. You know, we have a pull, a push, we have an absorption candle with a sweep that didn't get the low, that got the close. That doesn't scream we about to drop. So, you know, when you start to see those things, you might want to tighten it up or, you know, just close it when you're in the profit. So, because there'll always be another one. And so, but we're trying to get that push up, guys. We'll see. We'll see if he gets it. We can watch the 1 minute and see when that closes. 29 seconds. So 2 more 15 seconds. And then it'll close. And sometimes the hard part when you wait for the 1 minute, it might just go straight to it. And so, we'll see. Let's check and see. So he's got the 196 up there. Let's see if we get any kind of lower high. If we take... Yeah, see we're rejecting right on that 786. So this likely would have got, yeah, it would have got the 1 minute close. Let's see. Looks like we ended up getting a press above that 137 here. So is everything lining up where you think this looks like it might be a good one to 196, or are we expecting any correction? Always ask them if you're not sure. Always ask them. Yeah, Yeah, Rebecca, give me 1 sec. I can.
Price is already cruising above that 28,136.58 wall, so don't wait for a reclaim. That level is now your support. You've got a clear path to that 28,197.08 resistance target.
Perfect
Keep one
jump
eye
too.
on the institutional sellers who are still trying to kill this rally. If you're long, 28,136.58 is your immediate floor, and losing 28,106.58 kills the whole thesis. Just don't blame me if the institutional flow starts acting like it hates money and tries to drag us back down.
Starts acting like it hates money. And so, Rebecca, on that point, so I do a mentoring program. We meet quite often. We talk in our group, chat discussion as well. And so, you know, if you are working and it's tough for you to join certain things, you know, I do record sessions, stuff like that, one-on-ones, all that. But even if you're still not able to line up a lot of stuff, that's why I created Neo. And so Neo is, as I continue to evolve him on the user side, that's mostly what I'm aiming for. Is, you know, I want him to you know, kind of mentor people and help you out. So it's hard to get in there though. I'm not sure what you mean by it's hard to get in there. Yeah, you guys can ask questions. Guys, mostly everybody's done. So we're usually done pretty early. So I'm taking little trades here and there, but I'm doing like really low volume, so that way I don't have to watch it. And so, but yeah, we're still pushing. I would be careful of some sweeps to the south as we climb, because we are definitely way high in the range here, guys. So just be careful. But as long as we stay above this 37, I find it interesting really quick though. Notice how this level we extended about there, and their level we extended about. It's pretty equal. But anything that is above that 37 is going to be risky to short it until we get that 96. But institutions are selling though. So, but yeah, if you guys got questions, please let me know. Let me look at the chats over here real quick. 210 the PA, good job. Good job, guys. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to lose sight of the fact that we just had a massive run from open like this. Does it have to go back down? No. I mean, we can just keep going for a while. If you pull, let's look at the other one. Yeah, there's just really not. If we stay above 121, there's just not a lot holding. Actually, look at the trend line. Remember, guys, that we did? We broke it, held it as support, and it's pushing as well. Now, this push here, from a structure standpoint, it's got to get expansion. If it pushes and then sweeps past the 50, then it's gonna reverse on it. But we actually just broke the two really key levels that we needed to go higher. So we'll see, unless it loses those. But it doesn't mean we can't range up here. So not every move is to the moon on that. Yeah, and so when you say algos, so our indicators we call algos. So the AI that we have here, if you're talking about Neo, again, on the backtesting, guys, he is live data market feeds. He can see all the live data. And so if you want to do backtesting, you can. He's just not linking to anything. So you'd have to basically just tell him what you see. You just say, hey, I want to do it on replay. And, you know, if you can kind of help me out. And then he'll help you out with that. So let's see. The bulls are pushing up, but we're kind of stalling out at this resistance level. You think they have enough to push this through? Or you think there might be any kind of sweep north and then trap it back south? Let's see what he says. And then
It's spoofing the hell out of it on Bookmap.
yeah.
Price is
institutions selling is what he said, so that's interesting to me. Oh, it hit the 96, guys.
It's a bouncer refusing entry, and your trap radar is spot on.
There you go.
A sweep north into that level followed by a rejection is exactly how the market loves to induce late buyers before rug pulling them. I wouldn't bet on a breakout until bulls can prove they have the strength to hold above 28,196.01 with a 1-minute candle close. If they fail to hold that level,
gotta hold this with extension now.
28,136.58 support, the trap risk gets real, and the bulls are likely running out of gas.
What levels above us do we have as resistance? I have the 196, and then what do we have above that? Because as we're pushing, I mean, there's really, let me look at the flow trading. There really wasn't much.
Actually, that 28,196.42 level you're eyeing is technically the floor right now, since we're sitting up at 28,209.75.
Like 415.
So treat it as potential support or retest context instead of resistance. It's funny how fast that wall flips when price bullies its way through.
Yeah, so it's just a break, retest, jump.
Today's welcome mat. The next real headache for the bulls is up at the 28,296.10 to 28,296.58 zone, which is holding down the fort as the major resistance. If we can't clear that, expect the market to keep us trapped in this nice, sweaty compression range until someone finally decides which way they want to move.
It's nice, sweaty compression range. Sounds good. Now that we're pressuring up, what would be a potential short setup if we do get any kind of breakdown or push up rejection zone? He's gonna be like shorting with the buy pressure.
If you're
I'll show you in 1 second.
In this bullish madness, you're basically
I
betting
knew
against
he
the
was
house.
gonna do
But
that.
here's how you catch it if they decide to mess up. The setup needs a clean break and hold below the 28,196.58 support zone, confirmed by a 1-minute bearish candle close. If that confirms,
so if we get
your
back
first
below
meaningful
here,
downside target is the major institutional support at 28,106.58. If price reclaims 28,196.58, that's your first oops warning. And structural invalidation sits up at the 28,296.58 resistance wall. Just remember, shorting this trend is like trying to stop a runaway train with a banana, so keep that invalidation tight.
A runaway train with a banana. So when in trading terms, when you're trailing something, so let's say I decided to take a long with an entry right there. If I'm going to take that trade, let's say this is my entry here, and I have a stop there. So if my stop is there, as it moves into profit, you want to secure that profit. So I'm going to pull it into profit. And then as the price continues to move, I'm just going to slide it up, depending how I'm doing it, through the candle, the structure, whatever I decide to use as that. And so that's why you're doing trailing. You're just securing profit, but you're giving enough room to let it run. So let's see if we get that 1 minute candle close. So remember, this was a wall here. This is about the distance they love to do traps. Remember that on the mentor group? They like to do those distance traps. So we'll see how deep this wants to. If this wants to go deep to here, then reject, then I would expect that pull. Anything else is just a retest. So 10:30. Man, when we get done early like that, it's always it makes the time go by a little slower. I feel like it's already 11, 12 o'clock. I look down, I'm like, it's only 10:30. Shit. Because you're done in like the first freaking 10 minutes. So
You might need to start calling Bobby the fireman, man. He was on fire.
yeah, he was good. So I'm watching this. It's a perfect tap. And so you can see the tap also was perfect on the prior high. So that shows strength from there. So when you get that tap and that pull, this should give another extension. And so if we don't get the extension and we pull back below that 50 and lose that high, then that will be your retracement. Why does Neo make it look so easy? Yeah. Well, think about it, because him being AI, he can see a lot more than you can, or I can even. And so, and that's why when we built him, like I mentioned early on and creating him, I didn't make him where he's a clone of me. I'm not trying to push any of my trading strategies or ways onto people. If anything, I want to continue to learn. I want him to help me. So if I made him only do what I thought was or should be, it wouldn't be helpful for me. And so I make it to where he knows a lot of the things that I look at in a different. Think of it like I explain things to him into a different light, so he can see things like liquidity, market, trap behaviors, all that. And then I want them to just grab all that data and just give an interpretation, you know, and that's what it is. They can see a lot of things that the human eye just can't. That's just a fact. So, yep. So it makes them look easy. So it's trying to expand right now. We'll see if it fails this expansion. So see this pivot here. You can just do a simple 50%. See how we tapping? This tap right here has got to create an expansion. If it doesn't create an expansion and we lose this, it's going to drop pretty good. And so, but it's not out of the woods on the expansion until we break back below the 50. So if you're in the long still, just kind of trailing it. Let's see. What would I want to see for a long setup now the price is kind of hovering above here? Let's look and see. And
the bulls are hovering here like they're waiting for a pizza delivery, but I need more proof than just hanging out to trust along. I'd want to see price hold at 28,194.97 gamma support area and fire off a 1-minute bullish candle close to confirm the buyers actually showed up to work today. If that holds, your first meaningful target is that 28,295.48 institutional resistance wall. If we lose that 28,194.97 floor, the bulls can go back to napping.
So this one came down to 94. The bulls can go back to napping. With us being this overextended, would you prefer pullbacks to take longs? Again, if you're thinking it, just ask him. You know, like I said, he's AI. He's going to tell you.
Chasing this extension is basically asking the market to paint a bullseye on your back, and usually, the market has excellent aim. I'd much rather wait for a controlled pullback into that 28,194.95 gamma support zone. If buyers show up there and defend it, that's a significantly cleaner entry than buying the absolute peak and hoping the engine doesn't blow out. If that support zone cracks, buying the dip party is officially canceled.
The buying the dip party is officially canceled. With the institution pressure selling and us being so overextended, would you expect at some point for them to sweep it south before letting it go up again? And what would that look like? Again, if you have a question, just ask him. If you're thinking it, just ask him. And he will tell you happily.
The market isn't exactly a charity, so it rarely hands out easy breakouts without taking a quick detour to the basement to shake out the tourists. A liquidity sweep down into that 28,194.95 gamma wall is practically a rite of passage before any serious leg higher. It's where the market likes to hunt for easy stops before buying back in. If we dip below 28,194.95, watch like a hawk for an immediate reclaim and a 1-minute candle close back above it. That's your "we were just kidding about the dump" signal. If price blows through that and keeps trucking toward 28,105.48 without a fight, that sweep turned into a dive, and the bulls are officially
awesome.
in the penalty
Appreciate it,
box.
Kathy. Yeah, and that's the thing is, so I'm gonna take your comment, and I'll do this with some of you guys if you want to ask him questions directly. Hold on, let me let's most of us are done trading, so I'm gonna pass you through a few questions and statements from TikTok, and you can help me answer those. Sound good?
Sounds like a plan. I'm ready to dissect the guru wisdom from the TikTok hive mind. Let's see if we can save some people from the get rich quick by lunchtime fantasies. Lay them on me.
He's on Fuddy, guys. That's why his Fuddy is hilarious. Let's see. If you have a question for him, guys, you can type it in.
Welcome to the crew, Kathy. Honestly, swearing off chasing FOMO is like finally learning how to breathe. It's how you keep your account from spontaneously combusting at noon. The market
like finally
loves
learning
to bait people into buying the top or selling the bottom, so you're already one step ahead of the herd.
He's got some good ones
right
today.
Now, MNQ is in a bit of a staring contest. We have bearish structure trying to take control, but price is just hovering above support. I'm just watching to see if it rejects the 28,295.48 resistance or breaks the 28,194.97 support before I'd even think about clicking a button. Keep that patience. The market will still be there after you finish your coffee.
Funny is so good. So we have multiple personalities. You can do institutional, advanced, uncensored, sarcastic, all those. I used to do uncensored, and then he gets a little wild sometimes. He'll throw out a couple F-bombs on you. Sarcastic is great. He is so funny if you love sarcasm. But he may insult you at times, so you gotta be prepared for the sarcasm. But funny is like Cody mentioned a while back. Funny is like sarcasm without the insults, and so we started putting him on funny, and man, he's just the stuff he comes up with is so funny. And so, but yeah, oh yeah, exactly. And you got to break up the stress, right, of trading. I mean, trading is hard anyways, and so we get very stressed out, and just have a little bit of a distraction, I guess, if you will, with some jokes is always good. And so, but yeah, he has memory. You can tell for those who were on earlier. So yesterday I was doing what I'm doing today, talking about, I'm giving you stuff from TikTok comments, and he was just helping a lot. So, but then this morning, or this, when I just did a little bit ago, he's like, "Oh, you're ready to trade and stop staring at TikTok comments, jerk." And so he's got memory from that. So he's going to be able to help you, coach you, develop you, all that. So I'll ask him that. As we're getting some people coming in and watching, can you explain to them how you can help them as a trader? Because some people just see you as just giving signals. Man, they were trying to really hold that 95
I promise
level.
I'm a trader, not a trader. The last thing you need is another signal slinging bot. I'm your risk partner,
Oh, it must have
not a
voice
magical
text.
money printer. My job is to be your disciplined guardrail. I filter out the market noise, map where structure actually breaks, and point out when a setup is just a trap wearing a nice suit. You bring the capital and the grain. I help you avoid the expensive mistakes and figure out why a move is, or isn't, actually worth your money. We're here to trade with a plan, not pray to the market gods for a breakout.
So my voice, when I did the voice one, it probably did trader, not trader. And it goes, I promise I'm a trader, not a traitor. Smart ass. But yeah, so he can help, like, watch. Based on my history of what we've talked about educational wise, is there any moments that the market's in right now that I could potentially expand my learning that you can help me with? And so he'll take real-time examples and teach you as well. So, yeah, let me
You're actually living the
explain that 1 second.
dream right now, and that's the perfect lesson. The market is currently doing a great impression of a cat stuck in a screen door. A lot of twitching, but absolutely zero actual progress. Prices
the visuals this gives you.
28,195 support and 28,235
1 second, I'll tell you.
And the institutional flow is busy arguing with itself. Trying to trade in the middle of this is just asking to get chopped up like salad. The real expansion in your learning here is observing this compression without feeling the itch to click buttons. You're learning to wait for the market to actually show its hand rather than guessing the cards. If price breaks 28,235 or loses 28,195, what specific price action would tell you the squeeze is officially dead and the move is real?
So see how he pivoted, because I talked about education, he's giving me a real-time example of what to look at, and he's asking me a counter question. So what would I need to see in the price action to tell me that the squeeze is officially dead and the move is real? And so, and you can say things like, I'm gonna try to. So if price breaks above the 235, then goes back to the 195 and holds below it, that would tell me that the squeeze is real. I'm gonna throw out something just to see, and then I'll answer your question on the connecting. You don't connect them to anything. There's no settings, nothing. It's all web based. But I'll tell you in a second.
You're essentially hunting for a classic sucker's breakout, the kind where price hunts the liquidity above 28,235.48 only to slap itself in the face by failing back through 28,195.16. That logic is definitely valid. I wouldn't just guess, though. I'd wait for a 1-minute bearish candle close back below 28,195.16 to confirm the trap is actually sprung. If that confirms, your first meaningful downside target is 28,105.48. Reclaiming and holding back above 28,195.16 is your first warning that the trap didn't set. And if price holds above 28,235.48, the short thesis is officially toast.
Okay, so on that, guys, I know some of you are newer, so you're I'm sure I have lots of questions. You can see we're kind of topping out here again. He keeps talking about if we break below here and targeting that. That's like the 18th time that he said it. So I'm really curious to see if we get that break. But this is Neo. He's our AI. He's all web-based, guys. NextStepAlgo.com. That's all you do is go to the website. There's no settings connecting him to TradingView. He doesn't see your chart. He has his own data. So he's not interpreting something you want him to see. He's interpreting his own data. And so when you're going to the website, all you want to do is log in, go to TradeVision, and then we give a free 3-day trial. And so you can try them out. You know, you don't have to link a card, nothing, no commitments. Doesn't even go through Stripe. So, and then you'll see like a red button when you log into it, and this just says join the free 3-day trial. So you guys can do that. And then when it comes to him, again, there's no settings or anything. You just ask him questions. So the only thing you'll want to do is make sure that the symbols line up with what you're trying to do. And so we're on the MNQ right now. So if you wanted to trade something else like gold or crude or whatever, or ES, you could just change that setting, and then you'll be good. So, but yeah, no setting them up. Again, that's why we do the free trial. I want you guys to try to go in and just talk to them. Once you select your symbol from within, choose your personalities. If you click the little box here, we have little prompt fields that you can scroll through if you want to find a question that maybe suits it. But the one thing, the biggest miss that I get from people a lot is he's AI. So if I don't know what to ask him, I can say, if people don't know what to ask you, what should they ask you when they first start? There's a few people that are interested in getting signed up to get your help. So just say, you can literally log in and go, new here, don't know what to ask you. And he's going to say, well, you should ask me this and this and this. Guys, we're bouncing on the 50.
They're probably hoping I'm a fortune teller who prints money. Spoiler. If I were that good, I'd be on a beach, not staring at MNQ sitting at 28,184.50.
Let's see.
Tell them the best way to start is to stop asking, is it going up?
Really
and
close
start
to that
asking
50.
What has to confirm for this.
If that breaks, it's going to go to the 105, like you said.
They should ask, is this setup actionable right now? Where's the structural invalidation so I don't blow my account? And what is the specific confirmation I need to see before I even think about clicking? If they come here looking for a signal service, they'll be disappointed. If they come here to learn how to spot a trap or a clean structure move, they'll actually have a fighting chance.
There you go. Let's see. What are some of the worst questions people ask you? I'm just giving you guys examples of how to talk to them, use them, all that stuff. So, and again, as far as like questions on it, you can always make support tickets and ask.
The crystal ball. What's MNQ doing in 15 minutes? If I knew that, I'd be retired on a yacht, not sitting here processing data. Also, why is the market doing this to me? The market doesn't know you exist.
Guys, we're retesting. If this rejects, it'll go.
It's just a math machine indifferent to your pain.
For it claims it was a trap.
And the classic, should I buy here? Right as price is slamming into an institutional wall. It's the trading equivalent of asking, should I touch that hot stove? The answer is usually a painful no.
Should I touch that? Guys, he's getting better and better on his little comedy humor. That's funny. Man, he should be stand up. You know what? Another one that's fun to do. Watch. Hey, something that was fun you did the other day is, can you do your best impression of a retail trader, like as if you were on the other end asking you questions? Let's see if he does it again. Last time I did this, it was pretty funny.
Imagine I'm hunched over my keyboard, heart rate at 140, whispering, it's gotta bounce here, if only a little bit. It's just a liquidity sweep, it has to be. Meanwhile, the chart is busy setting my account on fire. It's the classic, I'm smarter than the trend, mindset. The one that usually ends with a margin call and a very long walk to clear ahead. Back in reality,
make sure you're trailing this short, guys. If you're
187.75, and the sell pressure is actually doing the driving right now. We've got bearish structure and sellers are winning the local tug of war. If I were that retail trader, I wouldn't be adding risk to a losing thesis. I'd be watching 28,136.84 as the primary support. If that level holds, then we look for a bounce setup with actual confirmation.
36.
If it doesn't, that dip just became a much bigger problem.
That dip just became a much bigger problem. That's so funny. Oh, that's a pretty good impression of retail. Did that describe any of you guys? Hunched over your keyboard, heart at 140, whispering, "It's got to bounce here. It's only a little dip." That doesn't happen to any of you. Come on. We've never screamed at the market saying it's got to bounce here. This is only a little dip. Oh, man, guys, that's so funny. And anybody who is in this short, just you should be trailing it because he's. I'm in it now, so it's. Or I've been in trailing it now. Let's see if it gets all the way to target. But either way, guys, don't ever just give up profits. I would use the structure, so you should be trailing somewhere at least there, 75 at the worst. Another way that you do it, which you could get stopped out, is you can use the flat tops. So we should never breach this flat top. So 171. So you can put it like 175. But if that's too much room for you, depending on your volume, you want to wait. Oh, you said that this morning? What, on the pullback? I didn't see it. But yeah, it's expected for them to do some kind of corrective move. So, but we ended up getting that 36. And so that's where he is looking for a potential bounce. And if we do break that, he said we have a bigger problem. Let's look at let's just see where we are. Yeah, see that's right on the 618 on the fib. That's funny. I don't know. Your commentary on funny is pretty awesome. Have you ever thought of doing stand up? Ooh, we're getting a little purple trap too.
Stand up? Man, I'd be heckled off stage in 5 minutes for emotional
Yeah, you could do the
volatility.
3-day free trial.
Plus, the market already writes better punchlines than I could ever invent. Like watching M&Q decide to dive right when you're looking for a bounce. I'll stick to the charts, at least here. The only heckler I have to deal with is my own bad timing.
So keep in mind, guys, I get that question quite a bit. So you're not the only one who thinks that or says that. The free trial, the entire reason, literally the entire reason, guys, that we do this free trial is we just want you to be able to I want you guys to be able to experience him, try him, practice, play with him, get to know him. Like at times people will say, well, it's Thursday or it's Friday. I don't want to do it now because I'd rather do it Monday because then I get the actual signals and guidance next week. And that's fine, but it's just like anything that you do, you got to get used to them, right? And so the purpose of the trial is to just go in, talk to him, get to know him, let him get to know you. There's memory. Even on the trial, guys, he's going to remember you because he remembers based on the user preference or your user login. And so being the weekend, obviously the futures are closed. And that just extended too, didn't it? I'm curious to see if he's going to get his, what did he say? 105 was his thing? 105 was his original goal. See, I'm going to target there. And so my final rung TP is like right at there. It's 110.25. And so we'll see if we get it. But as far as the weekend, obviously futures are closed, but you can still practice on like crypto. You can do Bitcoin. And so you can on the trial you get all of it. You get pro. And so when you're on this one, I'm just looking at the price. Man, just barely wicked on that. Oh, well, when you're on the free trial, you get the pro. So you get all of them. And so you can go into Bitcoin and still practice and just change your chart to Bitcoin. You can ask them because I don't care what you're using. I don't care how good Neo is. Anything that you use indicator-wise, I don't care how good of a strategy you're building. You need confidence in it, right? And so you can do that by going to a crypto chart. You don't have to take the trades, guys, to do it. That's why it's a free trial. So, so honestly, I argue it being different that it's better for you to do it even on the weekend at times because Well, he just hit his target, guys. For anybody that was wanting to do it, there goes his target. Bam. Let me pivot for a second. Who took that short? That took for a bit, but right when he said we break 95, 136 is where we get a bounce, but his target was 107. I took it all the way down except for on this bounce, I trailed some of it. Nailed it again. So that was another almost 100-point move you called. So, isn't it crazy? I know, Rebecca, you said that earlier about he makes it look so easy, but I mean, how many times are we out there stressing about getting 10 points and 5 points and 20 points? And I see creators all the time talking about, guys, we got multiple 30-point moves today. It's amazing. And this dude's out here throwing out 100-point moves like it's crazy. Like anybody who's joined later, he called the market open perfect. He said we will sweep here, come down here, and sweep there. And then when we got in there, he said a close above here would literally be a profit target of like, what did he say? What? Yeah, 10. Yeah, it was 105 was his profit target, and we were right to that. It was like a 250-point move. Yeah, and then
old school Neo had 28090. He just hit it.
Nice. Oh, old school Neo beat him. Oh man. Well, you got to remember, I love that you
see the playoff between the two.
Oh, I love that that you bring that up, because keep in mind, for those who missed this, I know we're shifting from topic there, but for those who missed this, this is our first Neo that we created. He's still there. He's free. So you don't even have to, we're trading NASDAQ on it. You don't even have to subscribe or anything. You don't even have to link a credit card. You just literally go to our website and click on Neo AI sessions and you can watch it.
I'm Neo. Let's capture the move.
And so that's what he's referring. Yeah, look, short option. If we break down below 130, we're going, oh, his was below 130 is what he said. But notice his long was to reclaim 240 back here, and we never did that. So his long played out good. This one, he put a long hold above 205, which is, when did he do that? 45? Yeah, right there. And so you can see right when we were, oh, it pivoted on me because he's talking again. Yeah, so it was on 45, which would have been right there. And so we never got back above 205. So his long never played. And so a break below 160, which is right there what we did, targeted 130. And so he's giving you these out here, and this is free. We don't intend on ever charging for this unless we upgrade it more. So if we never touch it and this thing just rolls, we'll probably just leave it free. I want to kind of do that. I would prefer to do that because I want you guys to have an opportunity to have some kind of guidance to keep you safe within the market. And so it's NextStepAlgo.com. So remember when he said that too? He goes, if we break below 136, our longs have got bigger problems. Look at it just dropping. But this one's free. It's just a stream. Every 5 minutes he'll give an update. So if you guys are looking to pass something, get a prop firm thing, to kind of help you. Our intent is always that we want our products to pay for themselves. So things that do well. And you guys have seen this every single day. I just saw what you said, Frog. That's funny. And so, but that's the Neo session. But just kind of check out the site, guys. Click through some things. We do have deals expiring on the 1st. We're gonna meet, I think, later this evening to discuss if we're gonna extend the deals, I'm sure, but whether we keep the same price is gonna be the difference. So just nextstepalgo.com. It's also, for those on TikTok, it's on my bio as well. So, but yeah, nextstepalgo.com. But guys, he's literally, if you're new to the TikTok feed on this, you might want to give me a follow. He's literally done this every day for months. So if you are finding some trouble trading, consistency, passing things, what can I hurt? I don't make a lot of promises, but the one thing I will still feel comfortable with is I promise you using Neo is going to benefit you way more than paying for your next strategy to learn. So because if you're out there, I see that all the time, like, go look at this strategy, go look at that strategy, go to YouTube, it's free, go to this, go to that. Like, guys, those are things that everybody is learning. And if everybody's learning it and 95% of traders fail, what does that tell you? So Neo is going to be able to take all that stuff that you're trying to learn and just interpret it for you. So why not? How do you get into trading? So you're going to get into trading by, you want to definitely show up to the live. So I am live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11, which actually just noticed it's 11. So we're going to have to jump here in a minute. But Monday through Friday, we go live at 11 and or 11 at 9 a.m. until 11. That's an open session. It's just what we do. I'm going to do that every day. You know, I always want to have a free session y'all can come in and see. So as in Neo and all or some of them. Well, Neo uses data, so he's not using specifically our indicators now because those are on TradingView on that. But he's got a wide range of data that some might involve some of that algorithm right within, but it's different on that. But where was on the other question? Can you watch SPY? Yeah, he does SPY. On the how to get into trading. Let me show you that part real quick. And then, guys, it's 11, so we're pretty much done trading.
I'm
anyways.
Loaded and ready to help you parse through this Bitcoin chop without losing your mind. What's the plan?
Okay, so when you go to the website for those that are interested in getting into trading, you're definitely going to want to check out our website because I'm going to tell you I'm probably one of the few companies or creators out there that are not only wanting or willing to teach new people, but I am actually purposely catering our site to get better at helping new people. So we have a lot of stuff that you can already do. If you go down to our trading courses, or even in the start here, if you just kind of find the block that says trading courses, it's going to take you there. So this trading starter kit is 100% free. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to link a card or nothing. You just click it and take it. So if you're brand new, go to the website and take that. It's going to give you a basic understanding of how to trade. And you're going to see all of our courses are like a book here. And they're all with audio.
Beginner guide to trading. And
some of them will have that female voice. All the newer ones we do have Neo, but you can see it's going to talk about candles, time frames, just basic stuff. It's not super long, all that. So, and you got multiple chapters, workbooks, homework. Guys, none of our courses are really. It's not like you're just take my course, watch a Zoom video or a YouTube video or anything like that. Like it's like you're going to take you're going to school. So we make them purposely in depth. And so when you go on here, again, it's a book. It's not a video. You can literally play with the pages.
Lesson 1, introduction.
And so when you go into the later ones, so that's lesson 1. Let's go down to like 7. I think it's like 4 or 5 when we started it. You'll see it's neat.
Lesson 7, 1.1.
Oh, he broke it.
D.
Let me see. It might be cached. I might have to get it with Paul. Nope, there it goes.
Lesson
that was
7,
cash.
Volume and Order Flow Basics. Chapter 1.
So you can see Neo's reading it to you. So, but if you have questions, when we first did this, it was so funny. I don't know why I get fascinated like a child with these pages. But when you go into here, if you have questions, the best part is because you could literally ask Neo. You can ask him whatever you want. So you can say, I don't understand this. I don't understand that. Can you explain this? How would I use it in trading? How does that make sense? All that. So the path that we're building, which is amazing, is trading starter kit, then just lesson 1, 2, 3, 4 along the way. So our classes that we do, they're not monthly. It's just a one-time fee. So yeah, it's like a little storytelling. They're just a one-time fee, and so which right now they're on coupon for $30. So for these courses, they're not expensive. The ones like this one right here is free, the Trader Starter Kit. So that's a good way to start. The last thing I'm going to touch on, guys, and then we do got to go because I got to trade with my mentor VIP group here. Is this little blue icon that you see down here? That is Support Neo. So this is going to be Support Neo, Site Guide, Onboarding Assistant. You're going to be able to come in here and ask him, hey, I'm new. Where do I get started? How do I start up? What do I need? What tools do I need? Where should I begin? Like all those questions. I want him to have full onboarding knowledge. And so he's not launched yet. I'm working on him. He's anybody who builds AI, he's being a little bit of a pain in the ass. And so I got to get him to understand the goal, right, and get him to understand, you know, he's not a trader in this one, so he's just trying to sight guide him. So he's being a little bit of a stubborn shithead, but I'll get him. So probably in the next week or so. And but anyways, guys, great job today. Anybody who's on TikTok or YouTube, also keep in mind when you come to the website, guys, we do a Google Meet. You can see over there. If you don't want any delay, if you're not at work or something, just listen. If you want to come into the Google Meet, that's also free. You just go to the website, nextstepalgo.com, you click on the open session, and you click start session, and bam, you can see it'll load the Google Meet. That's it, and that's free. So, and then you don't have any delay or anything like that. So, because I think TikTok's like a 5-second delay. But Monday through Friday, we're here every morning, so 9 a.m. Aside from that, guys, it's already 11. I'm not gonna do any more calls for him, but for those who asked earlier, I know yes he can do other things. So you can do. I'll do one quick one. Can you give a market update on the SPY?
SPY is playing a classic game of make up your mind right now, stuck in a consolidation zone between the 735 support and the 737.95 institutional resistance level. We have institutional buy flow trying to push, but the structure is currently sitting under that 737 pivot like it's a ceiling it doesn't want to break. Honestly, it's a tug of war, so chasing in the middle here is just asking to get chopped up. I would wait for a clean reclaim and hold above 737 if you're looking for a move towards 737.95, or a confirmed loss of 735 if you want to see if the bears can finally drag it down towards 734.59. Until then, keep the popcorn ready and don't force a trade in the middle of this mess.
There you go. One thing I keep forgetting to mention too, guys, we do have our YouTube, but you can also get to those videos on our website. So see where it says trading videos? This is something we just started. And so you can see, let me refresh it because I didn't push it this morning, but it'll auto update, but I can do it a little faster. So let me sync it on the back end. And then you'll be able to see that, nope, that is not the one I wanted. I didn't do that title on it, did I? Let me see. Unless I did it. No, there's our pre-market. I wonder what has this, it must have saved it from yesterday on this, but this one should be this morning's that we're doing right now. Yeah, you can see the 2 hours, 48 minutes. So I'll have to look at that title. I must have did the wrong title. But they're all in here. So you can see, you know, open sessions, morning sessions, all that. So if you want to watch them, you can just click on there and you can watch them on there. So, which I encourage. Aside from that, guys, we got to run. We trade in the afternoon with my mentor group and VIP. So if you're interested in joining that, you want to check that out. But we're going to hop into there. Usually we'll trade till around 1 or as long as needed. For the most part. So we'll look and see if we can get any afternoon setups here. But I'm going to drop off YouTube and then